Hola chicos, welcome again to English Made Simple Podcast. This is episode 2, número 2. Let's dance! Woo! Yeah! You can stop dancing now. Let's tune in to this episode. My name is Milena. Thank you so much for joining in. This is episode 2 of English Made Simple podcast, and this episode is going to be about confidence. Building confidence when you are learning English. Actually, this applies to any language that you're learning, not just English, because this is what I've been doing to build confidence with my Spanish. So this episode is about cómo tener confianza al hablar inglés y cómo mejorar tu confianza al hablar inglés. So, let's continue. So I understand when you're learning a new language, you feel frustrated, you feel embarrassed when you try to speak with the natives, you feel scared, you feel, you have this fear of, speaking. And I know what's that like because I was in a cafe. I remember being in a cafe in Santiago and I couldn't order a cup of coffee. So I had to rely on my husband or my friends to order a coffee for me. It's quite a simple task, but I was afraid to do it. So after that I decided, you know what, I'm going to watch a lot of Spanish movies or Spanish TV. For example, I'm going to watch here Chileno TV, which is not very fun to watch anyway. And I'm also decided to watch telenovelas. And I thought, you know what, I'm stubborn by nature. This is my character. I'm stubborn. I'm thinking to myself, no, I'm not going to go to a course. I've got this book. I'm going to read this book in Spanish. I'm going to do this by myself. I'm going to watch all these movies, soap operas or telenovelas. And if you're not a fan of telenovelas, you're probably thinking, oh my God, what are you doing, Milena? This is this is killing all your brain cells. And it was true. For a month. I survived a month of telenovelas, and I felt a lot stupid after that. My intelligence has dropped quite a bit. Anyway, but what I found with the movies or telenovelas that have a really simple story is that they're kind of repetitive, and they repeat these words. They repeat, and the scenes are the scenes are predictable. You know what's going to happen before it happens. So when the characters are speaking in Spanish, I am able to visualize, to understand what they're talking about. So it was kind of helpful. So I would recommend telenovelas for that reason, but not for too long. So I was a bit stubborn like a donkey. I was a burro because I thought, no, I'm going to do this myself. But I wasn't progressing at all. My confidence was still really low. I wasn't speaking Spanish a lot. I was just listening and reading in Spanish. So I've decided that, you know what, I'm going to enroll in a course. It's a 2-week course, 6 hours of Spanish a day, and that was, I think, the best thing I've done in Chile, because as soon as I started taking the course, there were other people who were in the same situation as me, so I knew I wasn't alone, and the classes were all in Spanish. And same here, when I was teaching in English, all my classes were in English, and that's really helpful when you are learning another language, is to have somebody explain to you in that native language. So I felt a lot confident after that, and I was making mistakes in the class. I was making mistakes in the class, speaking to professors, but it helped me improve my speaking skills. So I'm just going to suggest how you can build up your confidence when you're learning English, and this is what worked for me. Here are 3 things you can do to improve your confidence. First one, you can find a news article in English, go to Google online on the internet, go to news.com or news.com.au. I always read the news.com.au, Australian news. I follow Australian news. So you can read some articles in English. What you could do next, as a number 2 point, is that you can select an article that you like, take your phone and start recording your voice. Read a couple of paragraphs from this article and record your voice, and then have a listen afterwards and see how you sound when you're reading out loud. To read out loud means hablar fuerte y claro y grabar tu voz y record your voice. So make sure you record your voice so that you can see how you sound when you're speaking English. You can test your pronunciation. You can ask your friend, if you've got some friends in native speakers, ask them to read it out loud as well, and then record them and then compare the pronunciation. And you can also test your accent. See what your accent is like. Can you understand yourself when you're listening to this recording, when you're listening to yourself? Can you understand what the article was about? That's another thing. Okay, a third point I would recommend is we all love to watch movies, and let's say you have a favorite movie. Pick a favorite movie, I don't know, a Terminator, Transformers, Notebook if you're into romantic stuff, Star Wars if you like this scientific fantasy movies. Try to imitate one of your favorite actors in the movie. Okay, don't imitate Yoda, because Yoda is speaks very, very strange. So don't imitate Yoda. Select another character. Select one that sounds normal. Try to imitate that character when they speak, so you can test the pronunciation. You can also try to imitate and copy their accents if you want to practice your accents. If you want to mellow out your accents a little bit. Yeah, and you could also use this opportunity to again record yourself as you're repeating some lines from the movie, as you're repeating some quotes from the movie. So these are my tips so far. I'm going to share some more tips in the next episode. I'm going to focus more on how to learn English if you're on a budget, on presupuesto. So you can't afford a teacher, you can't afford to go to a course. What else can you do? There will also be some more tips about building your confidence in that episode. So thank you guys for joining in. Please don't forget to go to my Facebook group, English Made Simple. Join us. Let's build a community together. Let's help each other out. Also go to my blog, englishmadesimple.net. It will help you a lot. Read some articles there. You're gonna get some tips as well on this blog, and you might even get to read the transcript to these recordings, to these podcasts. Alrighty guys, thank you so much again.